We're showcasing the 2026 Honda Passport TrailSport Elite in sunset orange over black and brown. This year we get horsepower, it's wider in the front and the rear, it's over 2 inches longer wheelbase, and it has more clearance with all-wheel drive standard across all 7 trims. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to touch bases on some pros and cons, the problem that I have with the new Passport, and compare this against the competition. Starting in the front, boxy off-roadsy look, I like what the Passport has implemented because they didn't go shy. They just went all out with the styling elements. Standard LED headlights, daytime runnings. The TrailSport get the LED fog lights. The hood gets the vent. So now it looks more beefy, and it changes the whole perception of the vehicle because Honda doesn't usually go this route. Usually you would have to add something like an HPD package. Now it's right out of the box the way it should be. The grille, long rectangular with the TrailSport badging, the gloss black, and the lower part of the bumper is going to get the satin aluminum, front recovery hooks with the orange, and you get a skid plate, 8.3 inches of clearance, which is about 0.2 inches of clearance more than the prior gen. I know it's not a lot, but every little bit helps. Underneath the hood has been revised. We now have the 3.5 liter 6. But we have 285 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission. They have dropped the 9-speed. Is it getting better fuel economy? Not much more because it's standard all-wheel drive with the IVT M4, which is on its 2nd generation, which is an intelligent all-wheel drive system. This system is stronger for the rear drive unit. It will handle up to 40% more torque and 30% faster response, and that boils down to 70% power to the rear wheel and 100% power to either of the two, achieving 18 mpgs for the city, 23 mpgs for the highway. All-wheel drive is getting us 5,000 pounds of towing. 18-inch wheels wrapped with all-terrain tires, and 18-inch wheels is going to be standard across all the trims, except they'll have a gray, a matte black, or a black. But when you go into the TrailSport, you get this off-roadsy appearance. You get the off-road suspension. Standard will be a McPherson strut front suspension, a multi-link rear suspension. The wheelbase has increased 2.55 inches. The front track at 1.3 inches and the rear at 1.4 inches. So it's wider, it's longer, it's taller. Gloss black for the side view mirrors, and glossy black stays on the door handles. Raised roof rails. So now we're competing against Subaru as well. And this is going to be better than that because we have a V6 powered engine. 5,000 pounds of towing is on all 7 trims, so you don't have to go up trim levels in order to actually get that when you go into Subaru. As for Toyota, it's going to be a lot more off-roadsy. You're going to have over 10 inches of clearance. You have 2 different powertrains, which brings me to the problem right off the top. You only have 1 powertrain when you go to the Passport, and we still don't even have a hybrid variant available. Going against Hyundai, you can go several different variants. Even the Santa Fe can kind of slot in between. You would save some money. Towing capacity would decrease. It's also a 4-cylinder turbo, but then you're getting a 3rd-row variant. Standard LED taillights. The boxy look comes into the rear with the Passport print. The lower keeps the image alive. Front and rear parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera. That's going to be on the TrailSport Elite and TrailSport Blackout, as well as the TrailSport or the Trail Camera, which means when you're doing the pinch and roll, you can see side by side, you can see the front, the rear, or a 360-degree reverse camera. Honda sensing has also improved with collision mitigation braking, road departure mitigation, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control with low speed follow, traffic sign recognition, traffic jam assist, blind spot monitoring with lane change assist, cross-traffic monitoring, low-speed braking, driver attention monitor, auto high beam. But if you want the multi-view camera in the Trail Watch, you have to go into the TrailSport Elite or TrailSport Blackout. With all of these updates, did Honda make the best mid-size off-roadsy SUV? Even if you're comparing this against Ford, you're going to pay more money. This is around 60 grand all in. All of those examples are going to be more unless you're going into something that's going to have less power, in which it would be a 4-cylinder. But the cons that come into play, you only get 7 different colors to configure for the exterior. About 2 to 3 colors for the interior. And depending on the color for the exterior, you might only have 1 choice for that interior color. Power trunk lid, Honda does this correct because it's on all trims, going into 44 cubic feet of storage, and it opens up to a wide entrance because it's a box. Home plug, this is on all the TrailSports. look at the cargo capacity. You can fit your bag, and that's my briefcase bag. You got 2 areas here to open up to a spare tire, or just fold this over here so you have extra cargo, a storage nook, another storage nook. Unfortunately, they did forget one thing. You still have to go into the back in order to split fold the rear bench at that 60-40 split. And that will maximize the cargo capacity to 104.4 cubic feet, which is almost 4 cubic feet more than the prior gen. So yeah, you're gonna lose nearly 6 cubic feet at the beginning, but you're gaining overall cargo capacity. The key fob to the new Passport. 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, 4-way power seat adjustment for the passenger, standard on all trims, as well as heated front seats. You want ventilated, you have to go into the TrailSport Elite or TrailSport Elite Black. Memory for the driver, this contrast stitch and this leather that's perforated is only on the TrailSport Elite and TrailSport Black. Otherwise, it comes standard with leather seats and cloth mixture. Now you're going to notice the updates well welcomed with the storage for the passenger. You get the glossy black for the air vents. Check out the leg space. I mean, you just have a ton. Contrast stitch. You'll have the matte black here. Passport. 12 speakers through Bose. That wasn't even an option for 2025. 9 speakers standard and 2 digital readers. Let's fire it up. 12.3 informational display. It comes with navigation. We have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, FM streaming, Bluetooth audio, Amazon Alexa, Honda Link, and you also have a quick wedge right here. Put it into reverse, we get a 360-degree reverse camera. You can change out the different layouts, full trajectory for the front and the rear, and we have the trail camera, which is right here. So you'll just click this, and you can do this while you're driving the vehicle. So show the camera in the front and the 360-degree, or you can have both of the sides, kind of for like the pinch and roll. Tri-climate control settings is standard on all trims. You get a storage here, 2 USB-C port, 12 volt, as well as a wireless charging pad, all standard amenities on all trims. You also have another area here that you can put a larger phone, but no pass-through, so this is definitely going to be a con because it would be nice. They do give you a ton of space. 7 different driving modes on the 10.2 digital reader. So you have sport, normal, econ, snow, trail, sand. You can read it. It also has a multi-functionality here, but let's take it out of tow. And you can change that. I have it on the pinch and roll. You can change it to your torque, which will give 70% to the rear wheels and 100% per tire, which is cool. And you can also add the navigation, which these things you couldn't do in the prior. And you can change the whole gauge design layout. So you have the round, which I usually leave. You got the bar minimal, or the round minimal, sorry. And now the bar minimal. And you have the minimal. But I typically leave it on the round, and I usually leave it with like the navigation this side. And on the left side, you can go through an array of different information, including the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Amazon Alexa. You can also customize this leather wrap steering wheel. It's multi-function, heated, TrailSport Elite Black. The TrailSport Elite will also give this to you. Paddle shifts. And going with the auto hold, that's on all trims, which means you don't have to hold the brake. After you come to a stop, you can let go and the vehicle will hold itself at a stoplight. This is going to be a little bit more sporty. It opens up into a deep storage pocket with a pin holder. Leg space for the driver, not an issue. The same thing with headroom. Auto dimming rear view mirror is only going to be on the TrailSport Elite and the TrailSport Elite Blackout. A large panel moonroof, LED interior lights, door panel and dash configured together. And I like the pattern that comes into play. I kind of wish it was on the dash though. They don't really emphasize that pattern, only here. So maybe match it with the gloss black or put this around the air vents. Let me know your thoughts on that. Soft to touch where it needs to be. One touch up and down for all the windows. And these windows, TrailSport Elite Blackout, they're acoustic. You can also get that on the Elite TrailSport, 2 tiers of storage. Now, what does the TrailSport Elite give you? Well, you're going to have heated rear seats. That also goes in the TrailSport Elite. Cup holders, the contrast stitch. These manual sunshades is part of the TrailSport Elite and TrailSport Elite Blackout. The same storage and softness is coming into the back. So again, they take care of you with a lot of storage. Cargo behind both of the front seats. You have 2 sleeves. Third climate control, air vents, home plug, 2 USB-C port. Check out the leg space. And the headroom, it's a complete box. And for a 2-row SUV, I feel Honda has knocked this one out of the park because feet space, butt, leg, and shoulder, as well as headroom, they just take care of you on all perimeters, and I'm at 6'3". 285 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. The IVT M4, it's on its second generation, which is an intelligent four-wheel drive system. It's very unique because it can send 40% more torque, providing 30% quicker speed, and they can send 70% torque to the rear wheel, and 100% of that to either of the wheel. Very unique system, and it helps with traction. Also, we have the all-terrain tires. We're going to really see how the everyday drive is. We have some road work today, but we're still going to manage to show the difference in the performance. It's longer, it's wider, it does feel that way already, but it feels smoother. And this is a perfect drive here because you can really see how the road is. It's under road work. And it soaks up the bumps. The seat cushion is good. You sit up high enough, so clearance is, that ticks the box. Acoustic front windscreen and side windows. The side windows, you have to go into the TrailSport Elite or TrailSport Elite Blackout. Otherwise, you only get the acoustic front window on all trims. So basically, if you want it more quiet, go up to the top 2 tiers. You'll also get the Bose premium system with 12 speakers. That wasn't even an option last year. And now for the performance. I like that it's a 10-speed automatic transmission, but I do find it wanting to change gears a little bit more frequently, which helps with MPGs, but it's not a huge help compared to last year's variant or last gen. It does feel heavy whenever you're pushing the throttle. So when you have to mash the gas, it's gonna feel a lot more heavy than the prior gen, but that being said, it still has enough motivation to get the job done. So I like what they're doing there. It's gonna take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros is you get upgraded technology, you get a skid plate, you get all-terrain tires on all the TrailSport. Ventilated heated seats, they offer it on 2 trims. A con, you don't get any heads-up display, and the infotainment screen is coming out of the dash. The pro is the gauge cluster has been reconfigured. You can now see navigation, your pinch and roll, plus you have the Trail Watch, which you can see the pinch and roll, 360-degree reverse camera. This vehicle is capturing a lot. For the back seat, you've also increased leg space by over 1 inch. Cargo capacity, you've increased almost 4 inches. Towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, it's right on par with the competition. But the problem that I have is we're at 2026, Honda has not developed a hybrid or any other option for a powertrain, and they do the same thing with the Pilot, and sadly the competition will offer you different powertrains. Turn radius at more or less a stop point is gonna get about 2 and a little bit of a lane. Let's rock and roll. Now that was on normal, so you could feel the slug a little bit more so whenever you're mashing on the gas pedal. But what I will say is it's still more refined the way the gears change, the suspension itself. So overall as a package, there's a lot of pros. Going against competition, it's gonna be hard to really compete with Honda because you're under 60 grand and you're getting a lot. When you go into the Santa Fe, that's a 3rd row, it's smaller, less towing capabilities. So you can either go up to the Palisade, which is gonna be a Turbo 4, or you could go into the Tucson, which will be smaller than this variant. So that's why the Santa Fe kind of sits at a sweet spot, especially in pricing, but this is going to have more capabilities. As for Toyota, the new 4Runner, you have 2 different power options there. It has more towing capabilities, more ground clearance. It's more meant for off-road, but this gives you the capabilities without putting extra packages, so you don't have to go all the way up to the Elite Blackout. You could just go to the Elite TrailSport. And Jeep is gonna be the same. You're gonna spend a ton more. They do offer an L, in which you would have the 3rd row capabilities, which that's why they offer the Pilot. So for the updates that Honda has done, it's definitely a home run. There is a few things that they could tweak, but overall it's hard to get everything that you're getting as a package, especially with the total value that they bring with the new Passport. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, membership, live stream, merchandise, TikTok and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Regal Honda for giving us this 2026 Honda Passport TrailSport Elite for our car review.